Hey there, it's Ralph Garman here, and you are listening to the Movie Madhouse. In the words of that old dude from Indiana Jones and Last Crusade, you have chosen wisely.
I say shut up! It's a madhouse! A madhouse!
And welcome to the Movie Madhouse. I'm Rob.
I'm James.
I'm Jason.
And we are here for quite the interesting topic. James, you picked this one. Why don't you tell us where it came from?
Well, I was wondering what the topic was, and then you're like, I don't have any ideas. What do you got? And I was just like, anything but recasting, because I'm really getting sick of the recasting episodes.
Take a break.
Take a break. So I jokingly suggested, why don't we do a top 10 movies I'd like to recast? and then he ran with it, and I didn't have the heart to say, I was only kidding.
Never kid a kidder.
No, I'm curious to see if we all have if there's any crossover.
Yeah, I doubt it.
There's potential for crossover, I think.
I'm going to say
no.
I think so.
Oh, and there's Greg. Hey, everyone.
Hey,
I thought
Greg.
we were going to have a movie countdown of Thanksgiving movies. That would have made sense.
I don't think there's that many.
I don't know any. I honestly don't know any.
Still, it would have made far more sense than what we chose.
Freebird.
Freebird. Yep.
Freebird.
Well-
Scott Mosier produced.
But it's on American Thanksgiving. I can guarantee you 9, if not 10, out of our picks would be about American Thanksgiving.
You're right. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, anyways.
So that's why we decided with this topic, so we can pick American movies that we'd like to recast instead of American movies based on Thanksgiving.
Yes.
You know.
Now, I don't really have a top 10, but I have 3 that I am going to put as my top 3 strictly because in my mind, these are sacrilegious films that we should not recast. Because if we can recast them believably, then they could possibly get remade, and we don't want that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, dude, we might get paid. Greg says maybe you'd add me to the payroll as the executive producer. Well, considering executive producer pays everybody, I'm down for that.
Yes.
Because then we can start getting a paycheck. Greg, you're hired. How much you paying us? I guess we have to wait for that answer now.
Yeah. I'm not saying another word until
Nope. One strike. Okay.
So
deal. All right.
Okay.
We're getting paid.
Yep.
Probably as much as he is, which is nothing. I bet you. I can feel that one just waiting to drop.
Nothing from nothing is nothing.
Okay. Well, in that case. Oh, wait.
What do you...
It's on a sliding scale, depending on the talent.
Oh,
now I see where this is going. Apparently, he'll be the only one getting paid.
it sounds like it.
Oh,
yeah.
wait, Rob, you'll be the highest paid. I spoke too soon. This man's a genius. Give him a chance.
Only because you control the board.
Deal? Yeah, damn deal. Let's do it. All right.
Okay.
Let's get to our list. And we start with number 10 of the films we would like to recast.
Yeah.
Jason, what's your first one on your list?
So no real particular order for these ones, but I'm just going to do a quick on the fly. And I'm going to go with Starship Troopers.
Really?
Yes. I want Starship Troopers. We need some fresh faces in there. You know, bring in a new generation of fascists, you know, to really stir that pot some more. We need some more, you know, alien guts in your face.
But Denise Roberts, Jake Busey.
Yep. Time to upgrade.
Time to
give them a facelift. Lean into the do you want to know more, all that stuff, the interstitials they would throw in for their cuts. Just lean into that and so much more. Just go full hog with it. Yes,
Okay.
100% blatant propaganda style,
So,
yes, please.
James, apparently one of our recastings is going to be Starship Troopers. Prepare yourself.
Oh God. Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. You're about to meet the Grand Master. Prepare yourself.
Oh my God, that's right, from Thor. All right, James, what's your number 10? Well, on the list.
Yeah, I kind of did what Jason did in that they're not exactly in any order, and a lot of them on my list, they're either ones I dislike, and I think a new cast would make a better movie, or it's not necessarily the movie I dislike. I was disappointed, and I still think recasting could turn it around.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
I will. I don't mean to upset anyone with this, but and I didn't have to include it on the list. I had a few, but it's the thing that would likely make it better for me. It's Last Call.
Really?
That would be a really short episode for the podcast, though.
Two people.
Well, and it would, because I respect and admire the technical aspects of the movie, having two people actually speaking on the phone and shooting their stuff at the same time across town, if my memory serves.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Sarah Booth did a good job, but the guy on the phone, I cringed every word that came out of his mouth.
Really?
Whether it was his line delivery or his acting ability, or
Now, in the guy's defense, he was drugged up and alcohol, so
he could still act through that,
right?
and it needed to have an actual ending.
It did.
It was it was very ambiguous. What happened?
Exactly.
Yeah. That's not an ending.
That's the charm.
Anyway, that was my number 10.
Agree to disagree and go our separate ways.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, mine, I didn't go with the route you guys did. I picked the ones that I love from back in the long ago, and I would love to see a modern take on. So one of the top 10 that I would love to see recast is The Untouchables.
Oh, nice.
Trying to find some of those key people.
I think you and I are going to be in a similar wavelength with some of our picks here.
Really?
Yes, and I like because
I think a new cast would put that movie above the meh level.
What?
Again, I'm not surprised.
What?
I am not surprised.
Meh level. That movie is amazing.
But you and I are in agreement. I know what movie I'm picking. I'm gonna say next. So,
okay,
this generation needs something.
A redo. Exactly.
Like it needs something.
Well, let's get to that. Number 9. What's your number 9?
And again, this is just recasting. This doesn't mean it's gonna happen, right? Goodfellas.
Oh,
We need new generation mobsters.
There are no mobsters.
A lot of our best mobster guys are all getting old. They're starting to drop. We're losing some strong mobster presence.
that is very true. You look at everybody who's iconic for any kind of mafia film, and they are 60 plus.
Yeah. So
or dead.
We need new
Or
mobsters.
dead. Exactly.
Ray Liotta,
Mobsters.
Paul Sorvino.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That even the ones living with us now, they're still up, like Joe Pesci, De Niro.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we need a new crop of mobster style, like that type. So like your Untouchables, Goodfellas, We need more of that.
In James's list would be James Gandolfini, because he's
Yes,
but yeah, he was iconic.
And I could see somebody like Guy Ritchie
James Caan
really getting his hands on some of this.
Yeah,
Guy Ritchie, I think, could have some fun with a Goodfellas
directing the new Goodfellas.
Like tone down his comedy level a little bit, but take it out of the Brits and work with the Americans. I think he can do it.
Could he do that?
I think he could. The Gentleman.
Oh, that is so good.
Because he works so well with McConaughey.
Yeah, and Colin Farrell.
See, Colin Farrell was still playing like a Brit or whatever, right? So there's that sensibility. McConaughey had his American sensibilities. And Guy Ritchie, to me, like with that film, they really showed that he can play with American sensibilities.
So not only is Jason picking movies he would like to recast, he's already started.
You're right. Like, damn it. But that's where this is going to go. So,
exactly. I thought that was awesome. All right, James, you're number 9-ish.
My number nine is, let me see. Okay, I'm going to go with Matt Reeves' first feature-length film.
The Batman.
It came out in 1996. It was called The Pallbearer.
Okay.
And yeah, exactly. And it starred David Schwimmer and Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh,
and it was.
I've heard. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, and it's a very
Schwimmer.
Yeah, and it's a very mediocre film, and Schwimmer really had no personality in the movie at all.
Was that before Friends, or was that like during?
It was during.
Yeah.
Did it matter?
It was just, but it's also. I mean, it's Matt Reeves' first movie. You don't always hit it out of the park, like he did with almost every subsequent movie.
Unless your name's Zoe Irene.
Who's that?
Was in Leprechaun. Hello.
Right. Jason Alexander, The Burning. Come on. Yeah. Okay. Maybe he's right.
Anyway, I think it could have done with different actors, because you had it was Gwyneth Paltrow, David Schwimmer, Michael Rappaport was in there, Toni Collette, Carol Kane, Michael Vartan, because it had a decent cast, but I think it was the wrong cast.
It's an interesting approach to take to films that you think had potential but failed.
Yeah.
That's an interesting approach to take.
And that's one I don't know if I could do, because generally if a film's not good, I don't remember it enough to warrant that. Or if it doesn't have a good enough buzz, I haven't seen it, so I can't say.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Well, my number 9, I went with something that has not been remade to date, but might need to be modernized, maybe, and that's Lethal Weapon.
I consider thinking about those.
Yep, it's untouched, so it's kind of ripe for redoing. Not to mention
beyond the TV show.
How about no?
That doesn't exist. Okay.
The first 2 seasons are awesome. I watched the first episode of the 3rd season, but I haven't gone back to it because Riggs isn't there.
Is this just a genetic thing with you? Is it congenital? Did your mother drop you on your head when you were a baby?
You don't like the show?
I watched the first 2 episodes and I hated it.
Oh man, Clayton Crawford is amazing.
They rushed it so much, and maybe it slowed down. Oh, of course. Look at that. I play the clip. Look who shows up. Dr. Stevel. Of course. I felt they rushed so much because they already had them bonding when they just barely met, and then they're at each other's throats, and it's like, dude, you didn't let it build like the movie did. So it felt a really bad taste in my mouth. I admit I've only watched 2 episodes, so maybe it got better later on. but to
Still
me,
2 episodes ahead of me.
it doesn't exist, and therefore we need a reboot.
Plus, it's the movie
That's-
Madhouse, not the TV Madhouse.
Right, exactly. That's where I was going with that.
At least after they put out part 5.
Oh, I heard. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
See, some of these franchises I can get behind.
That
These-
one, I don't think so.
Yeah, these late sequels. Look at like even 4 was pressing hard on their action ability.
Before they were able to still lean into their old age activity. Now they're too old. Like Mel
God.
might be able to do a little bit of something, but not Danny.
Danny sits there and says, "I'm too old for this shit,"
Yes,
and really
I'm
mean it.
way too old for this shit.
Steve said, "What are we talking about? We are talking about films that we would like to recast." And we're on number 8. Jason, get the list.
So professional. L.A. Confidential.
I have to admit,
Nice.
I watch that.
It's a great whodunit type flick. You know, it's narrated by DeVito as the local tabloid reporter, and it's all done like all hush hush. That's his
Oh, neat.
magazine.
Kind of like Chinatown.
Kind of. It's
Okay.
Oh, it's so much fun, and the cast is great. See, when I did this, I was also very clear. Okay, we do recastings. We need 10 names, so I made sure to pick like ensemble type flicks that are going to have at least 10 names.
We all did, didn't we, James?
Yeah.
That's why I didn't go for anything.
Sure.
We could always do a shorter flick thing or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think I think LA Confidential is just the right amount of pulp fun that could do a good makeover and really deliver.
Okay.
You know, that type of period piece can really stand out nowadays.
Oh yeah, big time. Big time. Period pieces are again starting to creep
I
up.
can almost
so.
see them making it into a musical in some way. That I could see that as a possibility.
Ooh, Steve's got a good idea. Recast the female Ghostbusters movies with guys. It's something that should be tried. And so funny you mentioned musicals. I found one on TV last night I did not know was a musical.
Oh,
Heathers.
yeah.
It's not a musical.
Yes,
Yes, it is.
Yes,
No, it's
it
not.
is. Yes,
Heathers the
it
musical.
is.
I watched the first half hour of it. Yeah,
I
it's
thought
a
you were
musical.
talking about the Christian Slater Winona Ryder movie.
No,
That's-
the musical came later.
Oh,
Well,
but it's
duh.
based on that movie.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were calling the movie a musical.
Oh
No.
no.
No, the Heathers musical is based off of the film, just like Little Shop of Horrors. Mean Girls has Broadway success, and it was based off of the movie. Like,
That's so
Yeah.
dumb.
It's so dumb.
I've only ever heard one song from the Heathers musical, "Freeze Your Brain." That's the
I
only
have to
song I've
admit,
ever heard from
it captures the idea of the movie. I only watched the first half hour, but it does capture the idea of the movie so much
There's
so
got to
that
be. Tell me there's a musical number that it's like "fuck me gently with a chainsaw."
I didn't get that far. I don't know. But it has such a feel for the movie that it made me want to watch the movie, so I did. So I don't know if that's good or bad, right? James, what's your number 8?
Okay, my number 8. It's a movie that I saw back in college in 2000, and I would always read the movie listings inside Maxim magazine, and this one had like a decent review and it had like actors I knew about in it.
Why do
And
feel
it's
like
called
porn?
No,
Oh, okay.
it's called Psycho Beach Party,
It sounds like a porn.
and it had Nicholas Brendan from Buffy. You got Thomas Gibson. It had a lot of 90s and 2000 actors. Matt Kiesler, Amy Adams is in there, Kathleen Robertson. And I watched it and it was just like, it was dumb. Basically, this one girl on the beach with a bunch of people, and she either gets hit on the head or something, and her personality changes and she talks like a 50s mom, but she's in a bikini, and then she starts killing people. And it was, I think someone else could have done a better job and made it more fun to watch. She was just annoying to listen to.
Just the title alone would be great for a remake. Psycho Beach
I
Party.
don't. Yeah, I don't see the marketing for it. Sorry, I just don't.
Oh, I'd have a blast with that. Yes.
Well, okay. Let's hold off and see how the remake of Toxic Avenger
Yes.
that's coming. We'll see how well that gets
That'll
received.
be the litmus test.
And if that works, then yes, the next one out is going to be your movie, Psycho Beach Party. Yes, that'll be the next one on the docket.
Psycho Beach Party lives.
It's all a matter of how well can Peter Dinklage sell Toxic Avenger.
Exactly. Well, my number 8. I love this film, but it would be interesting to see other portrayals, other people take on these roles. It's The Fifth Element.
Oh,
Ooh.
Because those characters, like there's at least a half a dozen iconic characters in that film. You know, Gary Oldman, Bruce Willis, you got the president, you got Mila. It would be so interesting to see new takes on those characters.
yeah.
And you've got Luke Perry.
Yeah,
Who do you get to direct?
me. Of course.
Okay.
I want to see this
Just
vision.
saying, because Luc Besson's got that style, right? That visual style.
This is a movie I don't think should be touched.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, Don said yes for 5th.
Okay. So he would like to see that done too.
See, Don knows.
Don knows.
That's right.
All right.
It would be cool. Like, I know nobody else but Gary Oldman can play. Oh, it's not Drexel. What the hell's his name?
I can't even remember, but yes.
Zorg.
Yes. But it would be interesting to see people try. Just like the Joker characters. They are iconic, but it's interesting to see a different person's interpretation of them.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
That'd be cool. Okay, that brings us to number 7. Jason.
Okay. Sticking in the similar kind of vein, I'm going with The Usual Suspects.
Ooh.
And you get a nice ensemble. It's a nice whodunit. You can throw a lot of fun curveballs there.
That would be interesting.
Outside of, the big spoiler ending, I don't know how you rework that.
I say redo the ending and make it somebody else, because even they didn't know while they were filming.
You could adjust. You could adjust and just do a double blind.
Yep.
Oh, they're doing the same thing and it's not, or something. But
that would be fun.
I think that's another one that could use a nice fresh coat of paint, and you can get some nice younger stars to come up into that. Yeah,
very cool.
You're building a nice. We need more mobsters and crime guys, right? So let's build them up away from the comic booky villain.
Because sadly, that's what they seem to be represented as lately. So that's a good idea. And actually, seeing Don on there, it'd be Don. Get a hold of us. We'd love to get you on here and do a list with us of something.
Yes,
because he is an interesting fella. All right, James, number 7.
Number 7. Number 7, I did. Speaking of musicals, I did Moulin Rouge.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't like the movie. Some of the songs in it I do like, because I don't think I had ever heard Elton John's "Your Song" until I saw that movie. Oddly enough, it has a good beginning and it has a good ending, and most of the stuff in the middle is annoying. So I think if they had better actor singers in it, it might be watchable.
I agreed with the first 2% of your statements. That it would be a good choice for recasting. Pretty much after that, it dropped off. What were you saying? Dude, those voices are amazing, though. Ewan McGregor's voice is incredible. Like, I had no idea he had that in him until that movie.
And, he got to show it again more recently with Beauty and the Beast.
Right?
So.
What Beauty and the Beast?
The remake, the live action,
he's in that?
He was Lumiere.
Oh, my God, that's right. That's right.
I forgot about that. And Ian McKellen was Cogsworth.
That's right. Yep. But even Nicole Kidman, I didn't realize she had such a good voice. Huh? So you would have to make sure the people you get have that voice.
Of course, but so many people out there do, because it's an important thing to have on your resume in Hollywood.
Yep. I can sing. Good.
You know, are you a triple threat? Can you act, sing, and dance? That's like a must for anybody who to even begin to be successful.
Yeah, your resume is like everything out there, because that's what they look at you for. That's what they're going to call on you for. Oh, never mind. I was going to make a joke, but I can't bring it up. All right, never mind. All right. My number 7 is my favorite from the Predator franchise, and I would love to see it get redone. Like someone said, a fresh coat of paint. And considering it's my second film on here that has Danny Glover, Predator 2.
Okay.
It doesn't get the love it deserves.
Mm-hmm.
So I think with a fresh coat of paint, some new people, it might get some more love.
Sure. I honestly don't feel the need for a remake for any a movie like that. You can do another inner city story and get the same result, honestly. But I get what you're saying, that it needs some fresh eyes. It needs some love. Absolutely. Yes.
Yep. A new Morton Downey Jr.
Well, no, there's a lot of talking heads like that. You could find, okay, if we're gonna witness something bad happening to him, Bill Maher.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, we're recasting.
I want Bill Maher to take that role just so we can watch him get like split in half.
Look at that. Already recasting and rewriting the script. I love it.
Yep.
This is the fun part of it.
Yep.
All right. Number 6, Jason.
All right. I'm sticking still in the crime vein for one more, but this one could be tough. But Reservoir Dogs.
Oh.
Reservoir Dogs. You got to find some strong muscle, like acting muscle, to be able to pull off enough variations of these guys.
You would need a lot actors with a lot of stamina, because did you know Tim Roth was actually stuck to the floor because of all the fake blood?
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
Right? It's a little known fact. Only mentioned like 400 times on this podcast.
I so just someday see Tim Roth at a convention. I would just love to bring that up to the man himself.
You're a popular point on our podcast.
Is it true that?
Yeah, and then they could either A, fix the problem, or B, put a twist on who killed Nice Guy Eddie.
Oh. I like the twist idea. I gotta admit, I do.
Sure.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Maybe.
Vaguely. At the very beginning of the flick. Right?
The way he's talking, I'm guessing no.
during the shootout at the end, where Harvey Keitel has the gun on Rod Steiger, and Nice Guy Eddie, Chris Penn has the gun on Harvey Keitel, because he's like, "Don't you quit pointing that gun at my dad."
Mm-hmm.
And right at the last second, one gun goes off, the other one goes off, and they all fall down. But nobody actually shoots Chris Penn. A squib goes off, and he falls down dead. So nobody killed Nice Guy Eddie.
Interesting.
Huh.
I'm going to rewatch that now. Now, I did not know that.
Yeah.
So
they even made T-shirts about it.
Keitel didn't shoot him as he's going down?
Keitel was aiming at his dad.
Okay, so all right, yeah.
But he probably would have shot and then turned and shot the other one. But anyway, I think no, that's right, because Tim Roth was technically still alive. So I think he was also had a gun pointed on him, or he tried to shoot somebody. But the fact was, it was the squib going off.
Okay. Yeah, but by that point in the movie, in the story, Tim Roth was so stuck to the floor, he probably wasn't able to even lift his hand off.
No doubt.
That'll never end.
Dang, there's a whole webpage on that. Yeah, I'm going to rewatch that. Thanks for bringing that up. All right, then, James, what's your number 6?
My number 6, nobody's going to have heard of this movie. I ended up picking this movie up, previously viewed DVD, just because I thought it sounded interesting. It's from 2009. It's a movie called The Perfect Sleep. And the only people you'd recognize in it are Patrick Bauschow, who the name you're not going to recognize, but if you saw him, you'd recognize him. And I think it's who is it? It's not Nadine Velasquez. It's basically a guy who worked for a crime boss, had to leave town, came back to sort of come back for the girl that he could never have because she belongs to the crime boss. And Rosalind Sanchez is the girl. And it's just a movie. You watch it, and the guy one of the stars of the movie, narrates the movie, and there's decent action in the movie, and the dialogue he says in the narration and in the movie is interesting, but the tone of voice he uses is very dull. So I think with a better cast, the movie would be elevated to a whole other level.
Yeah,
it's just got a very meaty. No, well, you'd probably recognize. Oh, I've seen him before. Like the one guy was from the FX TV show.
What was his name?
Cameron Daddo. I'm pretty sure that was him.
There he is.
He looks from. I'm pretty sure that was him.
Let's take a look.
Don't look familiar to me.
Actually, he looks familiar.
Yeah, see?
But from what?
Nope.
Anyway. Like I said, it doesn't have a lot of recognizable people, but...
Okay. I recognize him from NCIS LA.
There's potential.
Okay. I like this idea of taking, failed films and breathing new life into them. That's cool. Okay. My number, what are we at? 6. I adore this film to death. I watch it every Christmas. And it's my guilty pleasure.
Didn't we already do Die Hard?
My other guilty Christmas pleasure.
Okay.
Definitely the opposite end of the spectrum. Because of the number of people in this, it would be amazing to recast. Hugh Grant, Colin Firth, Keira Knightley, Andrew Lincoln, Bill Nighy. Like, it's just Love Actually.
Oh, the film with the extremely romantic scene with the signs, the quiet signs, but that's actually about infidelity.
Yeah, saying "fool around on me with your husband, who's my best friend."
Romantic infidelity.
That's right. Sweet. Nothing says love.
Nothing says Christmas.
That's right. Christmas love.
But yeah, you need another good solid rom-com Christmas flick.
Well, not only that, because it would be cool, but it's got such a diverse cast. Like, it's a huge ensemble, just like True Romance, So it would be cool to reshape something like that.
The only worry is, how do you cut through the Hallmark wave that comes every year?
You call it Love Actually.
Do you think that's enough to cut through? Yeah. All right.
Easy peasy.
That's deep waters, my friend.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're aware, but they do Christmas, like they do a month-long Christmas marathon on those channels 3 times a year.
Dude, to the friends I have that I chat with that live up north, he goes, they film 4 to 5 Christmas movies during the summer. So by the time Christmas hits, they are sick of it. So there are tons of them out there. Mm-hmm. Some shouldn't be, most shouldn't be, but there are.
But that's where some actors, the ones that have fallen off the D list, that's where they wind up.
But this is Love Actually.
Yeah.
So people would kill other actors just to get in it.
Okay. All right.
That's
big words.
Especially with me directing. All right. Okay. On to number 5. Jason.
All right. Number 5. This one was gonna be tough, but it means a lot to me. Shawshank Redemption.
Ooh.
I don't know. Could be a new Andy Dufresne in Red, but I would like to see it. And it would have to be like a 2-part epic, because keep it true to the original story, which actually takes place over like 50 to 60 years. There's 2 different wardens.
Mhm.
So you could do the first story. The first act would be just up to the end of the first warden, and then continue on to end the story.
That would be tough to do because that's a novella. That's not even the size of a full length book.
I think
But-
you could stretch enough.
The movie right now is what, 2.5 hours long?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even like Frank Darabont turned it into a full-fledged movie. Plus,
I think you could stretch it enough. If not, then you push it for a full 3 hours. But still, you give it the full story, the two wardens, the longer time in jail. It would just show how desperate he was to finally leave when he did. Like, you think it was bad enough in the film. The book is so much worse because he had another like 30 years of it.
see, anything that goes back to the source material, I really like, because it's going to be a new take on original content, which I think is cool. Very cool. All right, James, number 5.
My number 5. This was one where there's some directors where you either love everything they've done or you love almost everything they've done. And in terms of Sofia Coppola, I've either loved or at the very least liked every movie she's made, with the exception of A, The Beguiled, because I haven't watched it yet, and B, Marie Antoinette, which I absolutely hate. So this one's Marie Antoinette. I just think, because you've got Kirsten Dunst in there, Jason Schwartzman, Rip Torn, I just think it was a totally off cast for this movie.
Really?
I don't remember a lot of it. I just remember really being bored out of my skull.
That's not a good sign for a movie.
No.
I know I've never seen it, so
Especially coming off of Lost in Translation.
that's one
And
I still haven't seen. But
what? Oh my god! Because she starts with Virgin Suicides, which was awesome. Then she goes up from it to Lost in Translation, and then she just basically bottoms out, and then comes back up to like I can't remember which one was first, the Bling Ring or Somewhere. Bling Ring was pretty good, and Somewhere was not the most exciting movie in the world, but it was a great acting piece for
Actors?
Stephen Dorff.
Oh, gotcha.
I liked Bling Ring. I know I remember watching Bling Ring based just on the hype of the story, and
Yeah.
I really liked it. And that's the movie that I first saw Emma Watson outside of Harry Potter, and I'm like, oh, Hermione can act.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I really liked what her character did too, and it was all based on a true story. So, all right, like they're really that bad of a person? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. And I got to admit, I've never seen Bling Ring, but I've not seen Marie Antoinette either. So I haven't
But I
seen
would-
anything Sophia has done since The Godfather.
You haven't. Wow. You haven't seen any of the movies she's directed?
Not.
Wow.
Unless I accidentally watched one, but I know.
Well, the most recent one she did was an Apple TV movie. It was On the Rocks, and it was basically a buddy movie with the hell his name. It was Bill Murray and Rashida Jones basically running around all night. He's her father, and she thinks her husband is cheating on her. So he's going to take her around town all night trying to find out who the other woman is. And it's just it's really fun.
Okay. I could get behind that.
Bill Murray, you got my attention.
Yeah.
Okay. I can get behind that.
Sure.
Well, speaking of horror, mine kind of knocks on the door of it. And again, another ensemble that I would love to see different takes on is Aliens.
Ooh.
Big shoes to fill.
Mhm. You need a lot of badass beef.
Right? But again, you look at that film, you have Jeanette Goldstein as Vasquez, you have Hudson, you have Hicks, you have Sigourney Weaver, you got Paul, not Paul, right?
Oh,
Oh my God.
Paul Rudd was in it.
the guy from Mad About You, Paul Reiser.
Paul Reiser.
You're right.
There we go.
Sorry. Yep.
Yeah, you were thinking
Playing-
the same thing I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, playing a snake.
Right?
Yes, such a douche.
That's what I mean. There's so many great characters in that film.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. Let's see other takes on it. Just,
Yeah.
we're all going to hate it and we're going to mock you for doing it, but it'd be cool.
I could see it in similar shelf to my Starship Troopers recast,
Right. Yep.
Very similar vein.
Yep. A lot of hate mail.
Yep.
Bombs at the box office, but it's been done. There you go.
Yep.
All right. Number 4, Jason.
All right. This one, this is my fun one. We're not into sacrilegious territory yet.
Not yet. Okay.
But this one would be fun. Marvel's Avengers. But recasting it with 80s stars.
You want a retro recast.
I've seen this sort of thing done online where it's like here's what the X-Men movies would have looked like if it was done in the 80s, that kind of thing. So let's do that. Let's recast the first Avengers flick with 80s to 90s, that era stars.
Okay. That would be cool. We could do that with other films.
But still, oh yeah, you could do it with a lot. But I think Avengers would be a lot of fun to do in that style.
You just want a Tom Cruise Iron Man. That's what you want.
I'm not saying Tom Cruise would be my Iron Man, but I'm not saying he's not on my list.
He's on everybody's Facebook list as Iron Man.
I don't know if I see him as Iron Man, but
okay.
Let's save it for when we actually do the
Maybe we
topic.
get behind this casting. All right, James.
My number four is another case of a director whose work I mostly like. Wes Anderson. I've seen about 7 of the 10 movies he's done, and I've loved all of them except for 2. I think Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou is decent because of Bill Murray and Willem Dafoe and stuff, but the Darjeeling Limited, I was cringing every minute of that movie. It was just, I thought it was awful, despite it having like Owen Wilson, Adrian Brody, and Jason Schwartzman. I mean, he's not the greatest actor in the world, but there are parts where his strengths he uses them well. But it's not in this movie, and I don't think it was for any of them.
Okay. And see, I remember when that came out, but I've not seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. I know I saw Steve Zissou though, but I watched that one probably about 3 years ago, and it was funny, but it's very slow burn funny.
Yeah, which is a lot of his movies.
Exactly. So if you're not prepared for that, it can be a little hard to get through.
A little slap you in the face kind of thing.
Yeah, but it is hilarious. It's utterly ridiculous.
Might have to watch it just so I can see what the hype is about here. Okay.
Yeah, and there was buzz around the movie because it came out around the time Owen Wilson had attempted suicide, so like he wasn't doing any press for it.
Oh, interesting. That kind of controversy always adds to ticket sales.
Yeah.
Okay, Darjeeling Limited, nice. Mine goes in a different direction, James. Mine goes back to the 1870s. I would love to see a new take on Young Guns.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Modern Western? Sure. Who could we get some fresh faces into a saddle?
Right. This is what I mean. When the Magnificent Seven came out, it was cool. Not as cool as the original, but it was cool. But I would love to see them do this in a Unforgiven tone.
Oh, take it a little darker, more serious?
Yep.
Are you saying an unforgiving tone or Unforgiven as in the movie Unforgiven?
The movie. That tone.
Yeah, you think that's the right way to go?
I think it's the perfect tone for any Western.
A serious drama, Young Guns?
No, yeah, but I'm saying Unforgiven because that's implying that you like it.
Oh, dude, we're having something just happened. I think. Did your internet go out? Yell really loud, James. We can still hear you.
Wow.
Can't believe he said
Wow. Wow. But yeah, that would be cool. That would be really neat. And I'm already picturing, like, I'm kind of seeing like Miles Teller.
that. See, he's already recasting.
I can see Miles Teller in there for sure.
This is the sign of a fun one when you're doing it on the spot already.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Jason, what's your number 3?
I don't even have to look at the list because I know the top 3. We're into sacrilegious territory now, boys. No hate mail, please.
We know
okay?
number 1's Clerks.
It's just recast.
Oh, he just said no hate mail. Look at him. Look at me. That's not nice.
No.
That counts as hate mail.
No. No. But I'm going to go with my 2 and 3. It's a toss-up. I'm going to go with The Princess Bride.
Oh, he said it.
It hurts to say it. It hurts to say it because I don't want it to even remotely come into existence. But recasting it could be fun.
Yeah.
You got a lot of heavy hitters. That could almost be an extended episode because I'm quite sure there's more than 10 names we're going to have to fill.
Yeah.
We'd almost have to do that in a 2-parter episode or something.
Look at all the different casts they did when they reshot it during COVID. You know, now, mind you, they had actors playing the same role,
but yeah, Princess Bride, that, you know, we could really have some fun with it. There's a lot of fun comedy people out there that could use some can bring some fresh takes to these some of these characters.
that would be cool. Yeah, trust me, a lot on this list. If they touch them, we're gonna scream. But it would be cool to see who they pick.
I right off the bat, I'm trying to, like, where do you put Ryan Reynolds? I want him to be the villain.
He's the 6-fingered man.
Ooh, no, the prince, the other guy, the main villain. That's right.
I don't know. I think he'd kill it as a 6-fingered man because he'd be constantly showing that extra digit.
It's right there.
Can't you see it? All right, James, what's your number 3?
Okay, my number 3. Most people agree that Jim Carrey's comedy is great, and there was a lot of people who didn't like it when he went to do drama. I think most of his dramatic roles are great, except for Man on the Moon.
Okay.
And now I don't know how accurate his portrayal was to the real Andy Kaufman, and if it was pretty accurate, well, I wouldn't want to see Andy Kaufman more than I actually did. Like I remember him from Taxi,
very polarizing person.
Yeah, and I remember him from Taxi, so I thought he was that foreign guy. I never knew he was American or anything like that.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I remember his feud with Lawler.
I only vaguely remember it, but I do remember it. I believe it even got coverage on TSN. Ed Whalen had a wrestling report show.
Yep.
Where he would show, like, we get the odd match from, like, Japan or from NWA, and they mentioned that stuff.
Because it was legit. It was on TV.
Yep.
Jim's portrayal of Andy is so close to accurate. It was freaking out people on set that were there that knew Andy.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like Danny DeVito and Mary Lou Henner.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that no one could outshine what Jim Carrey pulled off there. And yeah, what you saw was pretty accurate to Andy Kaufman's comedy style. He was not for everyone, because as you saw in the movie, Andy Kaufman wrote his jokes for himself.
Yeah.
If it made himself laugh, it was funny. He didn't care if you didn't get the joke.
But that would be interesting to recast because they had a lot of cool people in that movie itself.
That whole making the picture go wonky during his TV special so people would get up and smack their TVs.
Yeah, that's just being an ass.
Yeah. Welcome to Andy Kaufman.
Yeah.
But good pick. Mine again. I went to these next 3 are my sacrilegious as well. If anybody touches them, I will freak. But today, and the first one is A Few Good Men. A Tom Cruise movie. Like, this is one of the few movies I think Tom kills it.
Oh yeah.
Along with Demi and Kevin and what's that Nicholson guy? He's going places.
Yeah,
You watch,
yeah,
but,
yeah.
but I would love to see other people take on those roles.
Yeah. I'd be all over that.
Thank you for the fake sigh. That was good, James. I appreciate that. I heard him over there going, and then it just stopped.
Right off the bat, I'm like, who can replace Nicholson? Like, oof. There's not a lot of people come to mind that have the intensity that you need to have behind that.
Paul Rubens.
You know who I think could, but I just keep picturing in my head this actor acting just like Jack Nicholson does in the movie. But I would Guy Pearce.
I'll take Guy Pearce in anything, so sure. But Guy Pearce doing a Jack Nicholson impression?
Not an impression. Okay, maybe not an impression.
Kurt Russell
but trying to just match the intensity and doing it the exact same way. If you're gonna have someone doing a Jack Nicholson impression, just throw Christian Slater in the role. He's old enough.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah, dang, he's about the same age Jack was when he filmed it. That's true too. Okay, now we're into number 2.
Still into that sacrilegious territory. Here we go. Back to the Future.
Oh,
yeah, it hurts. I don't want to see it.
One of the holy grails of
I'm
filmmaking.
Sure, I could struggle through and pull a recasting up my ass on that one. So I just don't want to see it. That's the problem.
Yep.
And this is one of those things that I'm afraid we're gonna manifest. You know, we're gonna will them into existence.
We'll watch this list. There's going to be 30 movies on here. We're going to watch.
Oh yes, definitely. Definitely. We should. I've now got separate lists going to keep track of the recastings versus top 10s and whatnot, right? So I'm keeping track of the recastings, and if anything comes up that we ever recast,
Blame
we'll
us.
We'll be comparing it for sure.
Did you hear Soylent Green's dropping next week? All right, James, what's your number 2?
My number two is Being John Malkovich.
I need to see this movie. It's
I'm
always been bugging me for years to watch.
You really don't need to see this movie. It's not that good.
Recast it. Don't you have to change the name?
Maybe. I mean, John Malkovich did a decent job in the movie, but you take Cameron Diaz, who is an attractive woman and acts good in her movies, I'd say above average, and then just make her completely hideous, and take John Cusack, who's a great actor, and then throw like long hair and glasses on him and for no reason whatsoever, and then it's just weird. And yeah, you could be being Jack Nicholson or being someone else. It doesn't really matter. But
there you go. You do a being somebody.
Series.
So now you have to have somebody who can play multiple versions of themselves, basically. Who's going to have the range to be able to play, and well, you got to take Robert Downey Jr. out of the equation because he's already done it. In the movie Heart and Souls, he did that exact thing.
Oh,
like 4 different ghosts jump into his body and he acts as 4 different people when they do it. Like, so you got to take RDJ out of the list.
That's for a recasting. We're not there yet.
Okay.
Not yet. Let me see. My number 2 is one that even saying it hurts, but if they really do it, that'll be it. Near Dark. Sure, they can fix the end, but you wouldn't have the same performances. But I would love to see people try.
I want to see that, actually. I would like to see a modern uptake on that.
I want to see who would tackle Severin.
Ooh, yeah, you got some boots to fill.
Yeah,
you got some boots to fill, but I would like to see it. James Gunn directing.
I don't know. No.
Rob Zombie?
Sam Raimi. Not after watching the frickin' Munsters. No.
You watched it? I haven't watched it yet.
25 minutes. That's all I could do.
Okay. All right. I don't have high hopes for it, so Yeah.
Why'd you say Sam Raimi? It was Rob Zombie.
No, I said pick Sam Raimi to direct. And then he's a zombie, and I said not after the Munsters.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yes. No. I idolized the man till then.
But Sam Raimi? Sam would have fun.
It's just it. It needs the dark edge, you know? And I don't think James Gunn would give it that dark edge.
Slither?
Well, again, look what he's come from since then. Okay, now he's more about the actionomedy, you know.
Brightburn? He produced that.
But he didn't direct it.
Yeah, but he
Fine, he can produce it. Sam Raimi can direct it.
Okay.
There we go.
All right, done. Done.
All right, now we're to number one. What is the number one movie we should recast, but no one should touch?
Okay, this one's gonna happen. I've already threw this one out there. This one has to happen, but it can't happen until next May.
There's a date. This is good.
May the 4th be with you. Let's recast A New Hope on Star Wars Day.
Dude, I can't. It won't matter because he's still gonna talk.
Yes, exactly. He's still here. It doesn't work when I'm live.
The benefits of being in studio.
But we talked about this. We should attempt it. Now, I do have in here though a little side note to this, but it's very, for lack of a better term, inside baseball. Because I would also like to fantasy cast the Dark Force trilogy if they were to do an adaptation.
That would be cool.
But you have to be familiar with those books to be able to. So, James, are you familiar with the Dark Force trilogy novels at all?
I haven't. I'm only familiar with what Rob's told me.
Okay. Well, because they are connected. We've got Grand Admiral Thrawn, so he's already in their universe.
They could adapt it, I think.
So yes, they and I for one, I'm hoping they might.
Just no Mara Jade.
But we could retcon something there. They could retcon to give us a version of Mara Jade.
True. Okay.
Okay. They could play there.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But yeah, I think we need to try and recast A New Hope.
I've now changed my number one to Clerks out of spite.
Okay. I that's fair game. That is fair game.
No, I'm not changing mine.
But you ain't gonna have a cast. You're struggling now.
Yeah.
But then again, the cast of Clerks had like Walt Flanagan played 3 roles.
See, I only need 2 people. All right, James, who do you got for number one?
Okay, I know you both said like this is the number one movie to recast and no one should touch it. This is the number one movie to recast and everyone should touch it.
I like this.
It's not sacrilege to me because this is the single most boring horror movie that I've ever seen, and they should recast The Conjuring.
Oh.
I've also never been a big fan of Lily Taylor's acting, so you can throw someone else in there. I like Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga, but not in these roles because they're playing people that are just like frauds, and most of yes. Are they? Anyway, the movie was just so. I was like this the whole movie, and there was technically one part that made me jump because like this body swings into view out of nowhere. But why people thought this movie was so scary is beyond me.
I think honestly, the coolest scene I remember in that movie is the hand clapping scene.
Mm-hmm.
That one did.
Dumb. That's the scene that everybody remembers.
It was dumb from the trailer. It was dumb in the movie. The best part of the movie was the Annabelle little 5-minute plot line, and then they make a movie out of that, which was pretty good, but they didn't. It didn't become great until Annabelle Creation, where they actually explained what the hell was going on with the doll. Anyway.
Once again, we're going to agree to disagree because I think Conjuring is like a fantastic film, not just horror movie, but a really well-made and good film.
See, that's the beauty of this podcast. We can disagree on things like that
sometimes.
And you will accept if you disagree with me and I pull you out of the feed. But other than that, for you, it doesn't work anymore. Son of a bitch. Okay. All right. My number one Again, just one of those films I don't think should be touched, but it'd be cool. And we've already talked about it a little bit. And it's Heathers.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
After rewatching it last night, I'm going, nobody can play JD like Kirsten Slater. You know, nobody is Heather number one like Kim Walker. So, and trust me, after watching the musical, it's legit. Nobody can play them like those
That's
guys.
based on what you yeah, but no, I think there's potential there.
It'd be cool to see a new take on JD.
I just think if it did happen though, it'll be the musical. That's just the trend right now.
No, that musical.
Unfortunately.
No.
Now,
no. No.
Since we're talking about remakes and whatnot here,
no,
I watched about 25 minutes, the first 25 minutes of the Spielberg remake of West.
Sorry. Go ahead. I'm done now.
I watched like the first 25 minutes of West Side Story.
Okay.
Oh,
as I understand it, that movie was pretty middling received. Like, it didn't do gangbusters. It was kind of poorly received
for a Spielberg movie.
Yes. I think I figured out why fairly quickly while watching it. It is traditional Broadway.
Oh.
It was filmed as a Broadway production on film, not on a stage. It still uses like location and, a big sound, like where they're going, but it's acted and presented like a Broadway show.
Interesting.
It doesn't feel genuine.
Oh, it's quite possibly the worst thing Steven Spielberg's ever done.
It just,
and that,
it felt fake.
Oh, it's so bad.
Where the modern musicals, like In the Heights, that just has this natural kind of real feel to it. No, his West Side Story just, it feels too Broadway, and I think that's why it didn't work, because people don't want to see Broadway in a film. They want to see a film.
Right. Exactly.
Not all the time. There are those, and right now all we can get is the stage version of Hamilton on Disney Plus. I'll take that until they give us the film version, which is apparently coming. But until we get something else, that's all we got.
And I got to be honest, I've never watched West Side Story, old or new.
Okay.
I own the movie on Blu-ray, got a big box special edition going, I'm now going to watch it.
And you never
bought it 5 years ago.
Never watched it.
It's not been cracked. It's weird. With me and musicals, it's got to be a good musical, and I can get sucked in. Phantom of the Opera, Moulin Rouge, things like that. If it's
Cannibal the Musical,
I have not seen it.
Oh.
Like Heathers, I tried. I got 25 minutes into it. It's like, no, I need the original.
It didn't do. It wasn't a massive success.
Have you seen Repo the Genetic Opera?
Yes. Okay, that's cool. That
one was weird. That one's crazy.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen Sweeney Todd yet either.
Sweeney Todd, I was impressed with that one, because Tim Burton can be hit or miss, but that one I've never seen a musical beyond aside from Cannibal the Musical that was like that like convincingly gory and dark. It's borderline a horror movie that's set to music.
It is a horror movie. It's a musical horror movie.
Yeah.
Horror musical. It is a cross genre. It does exist.
It's really good.
Evil Dead the musical exists.
I haven't seen that.
Evil Dead the musical is so much fun. But we'll probably, due to licensing issues or whatever, it'll probably never be able to commit to film.
Oh,
that's
probably not.
But it does have a soundtrack. The soundtrack is out there.
And
it's great. It's a lot of fun.
Do you know what we need? The Power of the Dog, the musical.
Power of the Dog?
Yep.
I never saw that.
That would spice it up a little
I
bit.
don't know what that is.
It's a very
That-
boring movie that won a lot of Oscars.
Is that the one with
Yeah.
Whitaker?
No, with the Doctor Strange.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Okay. You still got the name wrong.
Cumber little bit.
Cumberbunch, you said.
Cumberbatch. Yeah, whatever his name is.
Cumberbund Bramble Snatch.
Kirsten Dunst is in it. Who else was in it?
Oh, that one. That had like Matt Damon and
Was Matt Damon
Jesse
in that?
Plemons. Jesse Plemons.
No,
Kirsten Dunst.
Meth Damon.
They're together.
Jesse Plemons.
They're a couple.
Yep.
And they did that movie together. Yes, I do remember getting the hype.
Yeah, that's what we need. Power of the Dog, the musical.
Never say never. I mean, the Joker sequel is going to be a musical now with Lady Gaga playing Harley Quinn.
That I think it's the worst idea possible. They had the best movie with the most ambiguous ending, and now they're going to sequelize it.
It doesn't even need a sequel, but they're doing a musical sequel with Lady Gaga.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least she gets to keep acting, right? That's a plus ish.
She's hit and miss with her acting gigs, as I understand it, because she was well received on America's Horror Story. And then last year she did that House of Gucci, and that whole thing got ripped apart.
Dude, she killed it in Stars Born.
Yeah,
Stars Born is great. I think she was.
Yeah.
I think she was good in Gucci, but I disagree that she was the best part of that. I think Adam Driver may have been the best part of that.
What? That guy can't act.
No, Jared Leto. Jared Leto was so over the top, but he was so much fun to watch.
Didn't he wear like a big prosthetic nose or something?
Oh yeah, he's
ahead.
almost unrecognizable except for his eyes.
I think the only good acting I've seen from Adam Driver is Undercover Boss. Dark color base. That was good.
Are you being serious? You don't like Adam Driver?
No. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
He's good in.
Even though it was a hard watch for me because it's not the kind of flick I go to, and I just lost the name of the flick, but there's this big dramatic flick. It's him and Andrew
Marriage Story.
No, him and Andrew Garfield are Catholic priests trying to bring Christianity.
Silence.
Silence, yes.
That's a well-made movie.
But it's a long, stretched out drama story, but it is really good, and he was good in it.
He does a good job, yeah.
Oh, okay. I might have to check that one out.
He also does a good job. Does a good job with.
So I finally caved and watched it.
Okay. All right. Well,
so we have a lot of options for recasting.
We now have 30 options.
We'll get through them eventually.
We're at the another end of an episode where it definitely shows us. Right?
Pretty much.
Oh, wait. And they now own the properties. That's me on kazoo. Recorder. I knew. Whatever. Thought it was a pig butt thing.
So we're going on a road trip, huh?
Maybe.
Oh.
Yes. Let's hold that.
Okay. All right.
Alrighty. For another episode of the Movie Madhouse, I'm Rob.
I'm James.
I'm Jason.
And we'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Toodles.
I say shut up! It's a man!